we're not going to get back on the train. So just make sure you've got all your belongings with you. It is a very big step out, and this is where I see the hard hats get the most use. Just be careful. Once you've collected your things, you can carefully exit towards me on the right-hand side.
攞齊嚟啊！會翻嚟。係啊，攞齊，小心埋。係啊，攞齊嘢，唔好留低，會翻嚟㗎啦。坐翻同一架車。
Well, welcome to the early 1900s. Did you enjoy our time traveling experience today? Wonderful. Tell me, what were some of the interesting things that you saw as we made our way through the tunnel? Was there anything that stood out and caught your eye? Explosive. I like where your head is at. This will come in handy for us in a little bit. Anything else interesting? Maybe some sparkling stuff. Yeah, we got a lot of water down here. Any unexpected colors? Blue. The blue, yeah. Piston drill made things better. Or do you think thumbs down? It made it worse. Better? Worse? Okay, we got lots of optimism, but I heard someone no. If you got your thumbs up, yeah, you're right. Well, you be thinking like a company anyways, because this is clearly designed with power in mind. There's no question. This is way faster than those hand tools. The job with this design is pretty similar to the drills still being used all around the world today. And I am going to show you what it's like. It makes a little bit of noise. So here's what we'll do. I'm going to turn on the air. That's what powers it. This part is not loud. You'll just hear a hissing sound. Before I turn it on, I will count down from 3. It's going to run for about 30 seconds. I'll do my best to start us on the quiet side, and then it will get louder as the demonstration goes on. Here's the air. This is not loud. Now we are basically all adults here. You can make your own choices. I find it more comfortable to cover my ears. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Just for 30 seconds, so after that, the novelty starts to wear off. Eventually, you have a nice grid of holes in the wall, very similar to what you'll see behind you. Now we're ready for step 2. We need to pack these holes with something that's going to move. Last time, anywhere along the yellow fence. Those are some white sneakers. That was a bold choice today. There we go. It's my first step on the track there. Let's start with the air a little louder this time. This is much easier and way more fun to use than a shovel. This is a small example of the equipment that was used to build these tunnels at Britannia. But to truly understand what it felt like to be a miner here, there's one thing that we need to change: the lights. Because even in modern mines, though we have technology like this, it's not common to have overhead lighting everywhere. So I'm going to show you what it's like to be in a mine without these lights and how theirs have evolved. So I am going to turn these ones off. If you don't love the dark, maybe someone who's with you doesn't mind being your darkest buddy. It will be completely dark for 5 seconds, and then I'll turn the first light on. I have everything that I need right there to help our eyes adjust to the darkness, but also getting you thinking like you're really a miner down here. I invite you to close your eyes. You can imagine we're back on the train, but this time you're going to be riding it for closer to an hour, traveling upwards of 4 kilometers into the mountain. Eventually, the train will come to a stop. You wait. It's powered by air, and we saw that water that was dripping down from the ceiling. So the likelihood this is going to stay lit, pretty low. This was how they operated for the first 15 years this mine was open. So they would be using that really big piston drill that we looked at, or endlessly shoveling rock, just by candlelight. Now thankfully, like everything else has improved with time, of course candles got better, especially once we brought in this handy little lamp. Now inside here, it's kind of hard to hear at the moment, but there's a chemical, it's called calcium carbide. The name is not important. It kind of looks like a white and gray chalky rock. Now when you mix it with water, which I'm about to add, these two things produce acetylene gas. Now that's what welders are using in a blowtorch today. Turn up a little bit more. Okay, the gas is forming. I'm just going to give it a moment to build up in my hand. When we're ready to turn it on, hopefully all we need to do is add in a spark. There we go. Now we can adjust it a little easier. Give it a second. It's getting tired at the end of the day. We'll give it a moment. But even with the flame small, it's a lot brighter than the candle over here. In fact, acetylene will burn about 10 times brighter than a candle will. But we've also added in a reflective disc. This pushes the light just in the direction that we need it to go. So it is easier to see all of you now, and I think this will be nicer for finding our equipment. Miners loved these lamps, but not because they were bright. They loved them for the convenience. These were their first headlamps. Does it seem like a safe thing to wear on your head? Maybe not so much. As soon as some new technology came around, the government said, no more open flames to be strapped to your face. Now you're going to move over to a battery-operated light, which was a much safer option, but no one wanted one. Mostly because this heavy thing here, let's see, we'll light it by the candle. Can you see? This is the battery. This is the same kind of battery you can find in a car. It weighs about 3.5 kilos, which is close to 8 pounds. They had to wear this on their hip, and there's a long cord that would bring the light to the front of their hard hat. Honestly, if I had to choose between this and that little welding torch, the decision is not one hard one to make. This is very heavy. That other thing, lightweight and way brighter than this heavy battery ever was. I understand why miners continue to use those acetylene lamps illegally for a long time. Eventually, they saw the benefits of putting safety first, made the switch. This is paid off. I'm sure you all have some sort of flashlight at home that has a much smaller battery. But things have continued to get a lot brighter for those who are working underground today. Very well done in the dark, everyone. We're going to make our way outside in just a moment. I got a couple more stops for you before we head to the mill. Any questions before we head outside? today. We're going to take some creative liberty. Sound the whistle. This goes off a lot more frequently today than it would have while the mine was operating. They had 3 shift changes. First one goes off in the morning, that's going to be around 8. You get that next one closer to 4. The final shift change happened at midnight. But you never heard the whistle. I think you will understand why in just a moment. This is the kind of sound you can feel. Again, make your own choices. I strongly recommend covering your ears. Go. 3, 2. Oh yeah, let me get that. Oh, we can leave the door, Alexis. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Where did it go?
Here.
Oh, there it is. I see it. You're welcome.
Thank you.